The absolute joke on me laughing that Ubisoft have not done any balancing in so long. Literally a day after I say that, they release a brand new patch note. I've not seen all this in this patch note, so this is going to be new for me as well, but I did see one thing which is very interesting, and it's going to change an operator's pick rate an insane amount. So I'm not going to waste anyone's time, we're just going to straight into these patch notes. I know what you want. We're going to quickly skim over the pick rates. Of course, Ayana is at the top. This is console. It should switch to PC in a second. Ayana's at the top again. Yeah, Ayana needs a nerf. We don't know if she gets a nerf in here yet. We'll see that in a second, but I think they should remove her nades and give it to another operator. So you'll still have the same amount of nades on attack, but get out of Ayana's pocket. Heck, take Ayana's nades and give it to Sense. You know, like, they need to nerf her. Take away her nades and give it to Sense. I think that's a nice little change. Warden, of course, console, most picked defender. Let's see how it is on PC when it changes in a second. Yeah, Warden again. It's, you know, both those operators need a nerf. Ayana and Warden need a nerf. But let's get straight into this. You know, the ban rates look exactly the same they've had for a while now. You know, both the same. Thatcher and Mirror, top band operators. This is insane. They're giving Thorn the 1.5 on the Uzi. They're giving Thorn the 1.5 times scope on the Uzi. I'm going to play Thorn, okay? I'll admit it. I don't play Thorn much, and when I do, I use the shotgun. They're adding 1.5 to Thorn's Uzi. They say it's because she is one of the least picked trap defenders, which, I mean, I guess isn't wrong, it is right. But I feel like Thorn is going to be absolutely insane, and I feel like this is just going to end up as another Warden, like another Warden alibi 1.5 situation, you know? You give the 1.5 to a pretty strong SMG on a great operator, and, you know, that just becomes the fragging operator. No one's going to play around Thorn's gadget. They're all just going to pick her for the gun with a 1.5 times scope. I think it's cool that they're trying to buff Thorn, and this is going to be interesting, but I just feel like this is going to be another Warden 1.5 time case. Maybe I'd find this a bit more understandable if they removed the 1.5 time scope from Warden. Maybe they do that later in this patch note, I've not seen it yet. But Thorn having the 1.5 time scope is absolutely insane. That gun has no recoil, so yeah. So playing against a good player on Thorn is going to be quite scary now. Seems like NØKK has received actually quite a substantial nerf. They've changed her hell presence. They're completely removing the silent step ability, so she now doesn't make silent steps. If you guys didn't know, when NØKK activated her gadget, she would have a silent step ability, meaning that her footsteps were really quiet. They have just completely removed that. That's massive. However, they've increased the duration of the ability to 20 seconds from 12 seconds, so that's actually quite a big buff. And update glitching reasons. I assume that means... they'll probably explain it here, actually. Let's read it. Deception is always a controversial topic, and NØKK's ability is conceived around it. She can become invisible to observation tools, and at the same time mute her footsteps. She is leading some of the main frustration for defenders, and we would like to tackle this. In a quiet environment, everyone should be able to hear someone else approaching, and NØKK's ability to move silently breaks this rule. We've decided to remove this in exchange for increased ability duration. They haven't went into detail what that meant. I think update glitching reasons, basically when you run as NØKK and you have your gadget active, you show up as a glitch on the camera, so you can still technically see the NØKK. So what this means is, I assume there's going to be more causes for that glitch. So maybe if you vault, it will make that glitch. If you step on a goo mine, it will make that glitch. If you... I don't know what else, drop a hatch, it'll make that glitch as well. Not really sure what they mean by that. I kind of wish they went into a bit more detail there, but I assume it just means you're going to show up on cameras more. But of course, her primary focus is still to be hidden. Vigil, they have made some changes to him. On an observation tool, Vigil will share the same glitching effect as NØKK. That's very interesting. So Vigil is now going to have that glitching effect as NØKK. Let's see, the ability won't deactivate while performing certain actions, like shooting, and will instead trigger the glitch effect on observation tools. Never mind then, maybe that isn't a nerf. Maybe that isn't a nerf at all, actually. That's just made him a bit more in line with NØKK, and I think a bit more immune to stuff. Never mind, that's not a nerf that I thought it was. This is a nerf, though. Vigil won't be immune to Lion's EE1D, so that's like how it was when Lion first came out. Vigil was never immune to Lion, and then they made it that he was immune to Lion because Lion needed a counter. It never made sense because Vigil is... like observation and like camera based, whereas Lion is movement based, so it never made sense that Vigil was immune to Lion, but he just needed that counter. And Vigil is also no longer immune to Grimm's bees, you know, another buff for Grimm, nerf for Vigil. Both gadgets will detect him, but he can prevent being pinged down by activating the ERC7. But he can prevent being pinged down. I'm not sure what they mean by that. He can prevent being pinged down. Does anyone have an idea what Ubisoft mean by being pinged down means? Not really sure what that means. Is it like once it's caught you, you can then be immune by it? So yeah, big changes to the hidden operators for cameras, and Thorn getting a 1.5. And the final thing here is Oryx. They have made it you can climb hatches faster now. He can now climb it faster by 30%. I mean, I guess he changed a lot when they removed his 1.5, so a little buff to Oryx, I guess, was in line to make him still usable to other operators. So not an entirely deep patch note, but bloody hell, 1.5 times scope on Thorn. Get ready for her pick rate to shoot up, especially if they ever remove it from Warden. One thing I don't get is why was there not an Iana or Warden nerf here? Like, come on. Both of those operators need a nerf. But yeah, very interesting change. Be sure to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about Thorn 1.5, the changes to Nook and Vigil, and a little buff to Oryx. Have an incredible rest of your day, guys. I love you all. Stay safe. Peace.